Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel where we discuss Florida's true crime cases. Thank you for joining me here today. If you're interested in true crime, subscribe now so that you don't miss a future episode. Today we'll be exploring the case of Cieha Taylor. This is a missing persons case listed on the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department website. So as always, if you have any information, please contact the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department or your local authorities. I'm covering this case because there's a quiet gap in the timeline that hasn't sat well with me since I've been reviewing this information, and I don't think it'll sit well with you either. There's very little information to work with, so this won't be a long episode, but it's sometimes the unanswered hours that matter most, so I'm hoping that someone somewhere will see this and share any information that they might have with the local authorities. Cieha Taylor. Cieha Taylor was last seen in February 6, 2020 in Plant City, Florida. She was 28 years old. Cieha Taylor is known by all of her family and friends as a bubbly, sweet personality, full of life, never met a stranger. Her best friend mentioned that she'd never go anywhere without her cell phone, and her mom said that she would not just willingly disappear. So on February 6th, Cieha Taylor was last seen after dropping off her boyfriend at his residence at approximately 4 p.m. off of Cowart Road in Plant City, Florida. Plant City is safe to say it's right between Tampa and Lakeland. At 7 p.m., a passerby called about a suspicious vehicle or an abandoned vehicle on the railroad tracks. It was her car. It was a black two-door Toyota Avalon with faded paint, and it was full of all of her personal belongings. It was also running. It was running on the railroad tracks. Her cell phone was found just outside of the car, and everything she owned was inside, including her debit card. So this is really suspicious and really odd. Not sure why anyone would do that unless there was some sort of foul play. So the authorities were contacted, and they came to this vehicle on the train tracks, and they moved it for safety reasons off of the side of the tracks and onto the side of the road, and they turned it off, left the keys and her cell phone inside it. No investigation was conducted, no missing persons report was made, which, I mean, it was only 3 hours after she had just dropped her boyfriend off, so her family wasn't even aware that there was anything going on at this point. And I mean, you know, she was 28 years old. It's not like you contact family and friends, you know, every single day either. So that's completely normal. And because nothing, you know, really started that day, the vehicle sat there on the side of the road for 3 days before her boyfriend's mother noticed it when she was driving by. I guess she was bringing something to that house and noticed that that was Cieha's car. That's when the family first was made aware of anything related to Cieha or Cieha not being with her car and her belongings, and they made a report. They made the report to their police department in Dade City where they lived, and that's the day that they all began searching for Cieha as well. There were multiple search parties and multiple canine units and helicopters that were all searching for Cieha from approximately February 9th of 2020 to February 15th of 2020, and there was really no evidence or anything that turned up during that time. A few days later, the police conducted a kind of like a roadblock where they were handing out flyers and information to passerbys to share her face and spread awareness of this situation so that anyone with any information could come forward, but nothing turned up from that either. During those days, there was candlelight vigils that were held, and there was a billboard that was placed right around Trapnell Road where her car was found too, to help spread awareness. But on February 26th, something else that was odd occurred. Cieha's shoes were found, but her shoes were found in an area that had already been extensively searched, and right under where there was a missing persons poster of Cieha. So I just find that extremely suspicious and extremely odd because people had already gone through that entire area and nothing turned up. And for these shoes to be placed right under where a missing persons poster was of Cieha, it's almost like they knew that this was in fact Cieha's shoes and placed it there. So it does appear that someone knows something somewhere, and just hoping that, you know, they or them come forward and share that information. After about 6 months and nothing and no information turning up, the family had a candlelight vigil again, and also the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department about 6 months later too had a podcast that was released about cold cases, and they highlighted this case as well to try to continue to share the information. So as of today, this investigation is still at a standstill. And like I said, there was not a lot to work with, really not a lot of information at all, but her family has a website and a Facebook up, and there's multiple websites that are noting this case. And where I got a lot of information from, there was the Charley Project has a lot of information. You can find the information and description on Cieha on the Hillsborough County website, and any information that anyone has, you're just asked to please share it. So, the truth is out there. Sometimes it's just buried deep, but hopefully, as the community and residents of Florida, we can just keep digging and hopefully be able to bring Cieha home. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.